Man, the lens is all dirty. Why is that? 3 weeks ago, it was snowing. Yesterday, it was 95 degrees. Right now, it's 65 degrees. I'm actually kind of regretting my decision not to wear one of my flannels. I should have. But yeah, these weird, wild weather changes like this, like if you live in Texas, you know what I'm talking about. But it doesn't just affect us, it affects the fish. If the water temperature doesn't change too much, then the fish will be all right. They'll bite like normal. But when you go from 20-degree weather and snowing to 95-degree weather in a short amount of time, the water temperature does adjust to that too. And then it goes back down to 65 degrees. That's 30-degree difference right there between from one day to the next. That it does affect the fish. And then you've got to deal with like the other, like barometric pressure and all the other stuff that nobody understands. And yeah, it just kills the bite. So me and Greg were out all day yesterday. We couldn't get a single bite. So today what I'm doing is I'm out here. I'm gonna try to look for some fish. They are starting to bed down now. They're starting to pick out the areas where they want to bed. So I'm gonna see if I can get something to bite today in this weird weather. So let's get to it. I'm just putting my camera on and I actually see a bass right off the bank here. Let's see if I can. You f***ing assholes. Every time somebody wants to go fishing in San Antonio, you can't because someone's gonna start throwing sh**. Yeah, that bass is gone now. Oh, somebody's running with it. Got him. It's just a green sunfish though, but it's a fish. I just realized my camera's pointed up a little too high. Should be all right though. Little green sunfish. There's it looks like a decent sized one on a bed right out there. I just threw it right on top of him, of course, and he swam off. I was trying to throw it past him, but this reel got a little stuck there. So I don't know where she went. Should I wait till she comes back or go look for another one? That one looked to be probably about a 2-pounder, which especially in this stretch of the creek is pretty big. Further up into those parts that don't get pressured as much and it's a little cut off and isolated from this section, they get a little bit bigger. But it's still rare to see something that big, even over there. Oh, there's a couple of bass right here in front of me. So the bass are out, they're moving around, they're patrolling. They're just not biting anything. Guess the weather cooling down. Like yesterday, we weren't really seeing them out patrol. There was a couple on beds. There we go. It's a bass. Oh, and he slipped off. That's what I get for going back to these hooks. I was using other better hooks that were just a little too thick. They would wear out these baits too much. They would tear them up. So I had to go back to these thin gauge hooks so it wouldn't tear up the baits and the fish just get off of them. That was probably about a pound. Yeah, they had to be around a pound. I don't want to say a pound and a half. I'm trying to give myself some extra credit there. That was not a pound and a half. But it actually ate it. Maybe I just happened to land on its bed over there, but see if there's some more out there. A little bit of a difference in the, I just noticed is like when I get a bite from a sunfish, they'll grab it and dart off. So you'll see the line just straighten out like they're running with it. That one tapped it a couple times and then it slowly started pulling the slack out of the line. Can't really count that one as a catch because he didn't Oh, there's another bite. Oh, that was a sunfish. Yeah, the sunfish are pulling it a lot faster. But I'm not going to count that one as a catch. Normally I'll give myself a little leeway. I'll say if it touches the bank, it counts as a catch. But this one didn't touch the bank. He came up out of the water and shook the hook and landed right back in the water. So I'm going to move down. There is a handful of bass around here. I'm seeing more bass, numbers-wise, for sure, than I've seen out here in a long time. So that's pretty good. But normally I'm seeing bigger bass, but fewer bass. Right now I'm seeing a lot of bass, and they all look healthy. Like, they're not tiny. Everything I've seen has been up around, you know, 10 to 12 inches or bigger. But I mean, those are the ones that are going to be bedding down right now. So they're out exploring around, trying to find somewhere to bed down and get ready for the spring. There's the old tree house with the rope swing hanging from it. On the other side of that tree, they built a ladder using like 2x4s going up it, just nailed 2x4s to the tree. It's been there a long time, but the tree is starting to uproot and it's leaning over a lot farther than it used to, so that'll be coming down pretty soon. It's kind of crazy because, you know, seeing stuff like that, I want to know the history behind it. Like, it'd be cool to find out who built that. It was obviously built a long time ago, because this water is definitely not deep enough for a rope swing anymore. Right here is a perfect little stretch for bedding down. The water gets real shallow right here, it kind of cuts off and goes real narrow, flowing through that way. So you got a deeper, there's a fish right there. Yep, I was right. Deeper area on this side that comes up shallow, perfect for making beds. And there's already fish hanging out in that area. There's an old mattress right there with the bass next to it. So it's almost time for bed fishing, but not quite yet. Still a little too early, at least here. Another couple weeks, they'll be hunkered down on them and defending them. There we go, got him. Oh, he's tangled up in the roots. Of course he is. I don't know if that's a bass or what, but it's a decent size. Oh, he got off too. Or did he? Yep, he got off. Damn it. That's twice already. This hook is... I'm going to cut this hook off and replace it, because that's two bass I've lost on it already. I forgot to turn my camera back on after retying, and I got a bass. Oh, he swallowed it though, so... Okay, that's not too bad. He's not going to be bleeding too much. I can save this one. Let me just find my pliers. I had it out. He started trying to swallow it again. Come on. Help me help you. It's not even that far in there. He's just trying to swallow it again. Alright, there we go. And that hook came out. A little bit of blood, but he'll be alright once he's back in the water. Yep, see? He jumped up to say goodbye, and he swam off fine. He'll be fine. There's some people that say if you pour some like Coke or Mountain Dew or something on there when they're bleeding, it'll help them stop the bleeding. And I think that's true, but I kind of think it kind of goes with any liquid. So once you get them back in the water, it'll help them stop bleeding too. But who knows? Okay, something's on it. It's a sunfish. Sunfish. Swam into all this grass and stuff. I kind of see what looks like it might be a bed over there. I don't know, I can't tell from this distance. Oh, that was either a average sized bass or a giant sunfish. I pulled it up and it got tight, and there we go, he's on. That is fighting hard. What is it? Oh, it's a damn turtle. And he came back for it. He let it go and then came back for it. Damn soft shells. Where are my pliers at? I don't know how I'm gonna bring him up over here, but I'm just gonna hold him up here till he gets tired and then let him go. The worst things about soft shell turtles is they fight like fish. I've never had one go after a lure like this before. Yeah, come on, stop that. Ah, he is pulling hard. Like, that dug into my hand. I might start bleeding here in a second. I just need to get him up here on his back. There we go, I got him. Nope, come up out of your shell. I've never seen one do that. He went into a shell and closed the shell around it. I didn't know soft shells, I mean, it makes sense because they're called soft shells. There. Got him free, and he's just gonna hang out here now. Well, I got my hook back, but I lost the bait. I saw what looked like a bed over there, which maybe if there's a turtle digging it up, and maybe it was a bed, but I don't know, I threw it out, let it sit there for a minute, and then when I brought it in, I felt something pull and saw a swirl, which I thought was the tail of a decent sized fish, but now it was just him swimming around. And then he chased it, I pulled it out of his mouth, and he chased it again and ate it and got hooked. But yep, hopefully soft shell turtles are smart, and now he knows never to bite one of those again. All right, so there you go. They're starting to bed down. They're not quite bedding down yet. They're just picking out their spots. They're not quite being defensive about them yet. A couple of them are still hunting, a couple of them are still eating. And yeah, so I mean, I hooked into what, 3 bass and landed one of them. When I finally switched to a new hook, that's when I landed it. I should have had a different hook on the whole time. Landed 2 sunfish and a turtle. So yeah, that I'm not entirely sure how to process this information, but do with that what you will. A couple of weeks now, they'll be getting defensive, they'll be bedding down, easier to catch. But personally, I don't really like pulling them off beds like that. Maybe early on like this, it's all right, but later on, once they're brooding and they're protecting fry, I don't really like pulling them off the beds. But yeah, I mean, I can't control what other people do. So there you go. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure you like it. If you want to see more, subscribe, check out my other stuff. I'll see you next time.
Just me and my line, got a rusty old hook and a can full of time. Dollar store lures and some worms on the side, fishing on a dime with that cheap angler pride.